today at 402-947-1476 to learn how they can help your farm thrive. Carbon Connections, unlocking your potential.
Bring new life to metal treasures with Kaiser Blasting and Coatings. From railings and fences to outdoor furniture and unique antiques, their expert team removes years of rust and weathering, then finishes each piece with a lasting powder coat. Trusted by industries across the region, now local homeowners and businesses can experience the same professional care. Visit KaiserBlasting.com or call 402-421-3559 to request your quote. Restore, protect, and make your metal shine like never before with the help of Kaiser Blasting and Coatings.
Gana Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gana Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gana Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GanaTrucking.com.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been an trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has zero hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Lafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Monday. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Show always, as always, sponsored by our good friends over at Doors Plus. You can always reach out to us on the Starter Heyman text line, the Honda Lincoln hotline. They're open for you, 402-464-5685, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Cable Channel 961. AD will join for hour number 2, but for hour number 1, we have DP, Derek Pearson, joining us as we have a full NFL weekend to break down. DP, good morning.
Good morning, kind sir, and congratulations on a great job Friday afternoon, Friday night, and doing the dang thing, and then with the pregame show. So thank you.
Appreciate it. Let's get right into it, because you, Jake, and myself were talking right before we came on air about just some of the head scratchers of the weekend in the NFL, because we've gotten to kind of break down the Nebraska game and through, and we'll continue to do that 68-point win against Akron throughout the week. But let's talk NFL to start here, because there were a lot of head-scratching moments. There were a lot of remarkable moments as well with last night's matchup between the Bills and the Ravens to kind of close out the full Sunday slate. But through the game on Thursday, game on Friday, and then through most all the games on Sunday, what was the most head-scratching, surprising moment for you, kind of breaking down, looking at all these matchups?
Well, I mean, it's been a great first NFL weekend. I think the number was like the 10 of the games were one-score games. And to go through and figure out, okay, who jumps off the page, who doesn't. Slightly surprised by the Raiders getting a win on the road in New England. Surprised at how efficient Jacksonville looked. Those are not words that flow easily or naturally. Not sure what's going on in New Orleans or in Miami. Not sure at all. Not sure at all.
Doesn't the New Orleans situation feel so much like let's set up for high draft ranking and get a signal caller?
The phrase is tanky.
Yes. I wanted to say it without saying it.
Yeah, it's a bit tanky to look at what New Orleans did. First of all, the worst uniforms in the history of the
I thought
NFL.
they were horrible yesterday.
Those are worse than the Steelers beats. Like, those are terrible.
I agree.
Or the Packers throwback trash bags.
Yes.
Those Glad bags that they make them wear. They're terrible. Those horrible helmets that look like mud flaps.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know who made those decisions. And then to do that on opening day. Listen, if I don't care how good I thought I was, if that's the uniform that was in my locker before we took the field, I wasn't going to play well.
I'm sick. I'm hurt.
I wasn't going to play well, man. I was going to pull a hamstring, get a migraine, something. It wasn't pretty. Yeah, it looked a bit tanky to see that's what you come out with.
Yeah.
In week 1. Now, I also understand there was no real data. Preseason in the NFL is a different beast altogether. And then week 1 in the NFL is a little different. It's just like college football. This version of it we hadn't seen. That's why week 1, we all kind of scratch our head, because we've seen these teams but we haven't seen this team. We haven't seen this version of those teams. Surprised a bit by the Chiefs. Looked flat in some positions. The Eagles looked like, okay, there were some things that were misrepresented or opportunities missed. And then, Cleveland and Cincinnati is always an interesting thing when it's an opener.
Cleveland always keeps it close with Cincinnati, and you look and you go, how is Joe Flacco staying competitive?
Yeah, I mean, look, that defense will keep them in.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the job they did on Joe Burrow. But look, they held Joe get 118 yards passing.
There was that video of Myles Garrett coming around just right through the A gap and just laid Joe Burrow out.
Not funny. And Joe Burrow, he needs to have a conversation with management.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, he needs to lead the offensive line film study. He needs to lead them and just walk around. I don't know, Nick, you went to Pius. There's a thing, my friends who used to talk about, the ones that went to Catholic school used to talk about they had the nuns with the stack of rulers.
Yeah, yes.
And she would just walk around after she handed back the test with the test scores.
Mm-hmm.
And then she would use yours. If she got to your answer and it was that terrible, rap right across the knuckles.
Yes.
That's what Joe Burrow should do with the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line.
Well, but this has been a thing that's been it's been spanning over his career. The last couple of seasons, it's been Joe Burrow. This was the first time I want to say in Joe Burrow's career, other than his rookie season, that he entered a season fully healthy.
That didn't last long.
No.
That didn't last long because he's not going to be healthy anyway.
Yes.
The number of hits, I mean, he takes the most and too many hits. And I get it that his commitment to making the play is admirable. It's Midwest tough to watch the kid just stand back there and get it done.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also unfair. It's unfair to Bengals fans. It's unfair to Joe Burrow and his career and his legacy because, quite frankly, we should be talking about him in the fullest at the top tier of NFL quarterbacks. But we can't because he doesn't have the big guy support. And it's just it's not new news. You have to protect your star quarterbacks. Not everybody has them, right? And you just have to do something. It was tough to watch.
It was, and I thought Cleveland, the defense, like you said, did a good job minimizing Jamar Chase. I think Jamar only had 2 catches in that game. As wide receiver 1, T. Higgins, I think, led the Bengals with 3 catches. I mean, the Bengals offense sputtered quite a bit, and a lot of that reason is because of the Browns defense. Going back to the Saints real quick, because I think this is a fascinating conversation, and I can't believe I'm saying that about the Saints, is that they go out and they draft Tyler Shuck in the 2nd round. This isn't a 6th or 7th round draft pick that you got strictly for depth, and you still elect to go with Spencer Rattler. It just feels like you're not even trying.
Yeah, first of all, those are terrible draft picks.
To use a 2nd round draft pick on Tyler Shuck,
this is indicative. This is when the management thinks they're smarter than all other managers in the NFL. Like, that's the thing. And there's no data to prove that you in fact have. Like, show me what draft have you had that was so magnificent? Just look at this draft. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, I tell you. And to go, hey, you know what we should do right here? Shut. Let's get Tyler Shut.
There's a reason why he's still available.
Right? Like, I don't. If you told me that you needed a quarterback there were quarterbacks that had given you enough data.
Absolutely.
To match being drafted there. He was not one of them. And we're talking about Spencer Rattler, man. We're not, listen, it's not like you drafted him. He's fine. I'm not sure. Let me ask you a question. Flacco starts in New Orleans, right?
100%.
Right? Like,
that's what it feels like. It felt like the Saints, when they named Spencer Rattler the starter at the beginning of the year, it was almost as if they were coming across and being like, all right, we're going to throw this guy out there. We have a sample size on him because he played a significant amount of time at quarterback for us last season, but we're going to go ahead and throw him out there again this season because he might keep us competitive, but he's not going to win games for us.
Yeah, and I'm not anti-Rattler in the sense that I don't think he has NFL starter talent.
Okay.
He makes 7 of the 10 throws when he's protected and he sees it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't always see it, and he's certainly not always protected. The thing about Rattler, the rule was at South Carolina, was that to get him out of rhythm and off his spot, that sometimes you will make a concession with a quarterback, that you get out of your lane to get him off his spot, right? Joe Burrow likes his spot. There's some quarterbacks that you can get him off the spot and he'll still hurt you, right? Lamar will hurt you on the move. Rodgers will hurt you on the move off his spot. Rattler's not one of those guys. That he is a timing and a rhythm quarterback, and so when you get him out of his clean window into a dirty window, he doesn't have the size of vision or arm strength to get the ball over or through that window and still on time and in place. And so I don't know what New Orleans is doing. I'd love to have, I'd love to get eyes on some of the film study in the NFL. I want to be in the Dolphins film study today.
Certainly.
I would pay substantial money for that.
And then conversely, be in the Colts film study.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, and we were talking about it with Nebraska and Cincinnati.
Yes.
And Nebraska fans should be able to identify this. In the Adrian Martinez era, you had to scout Nebraska differently because Adrian broke all the rules. He broke all the rules of engagement. He made the simple throws. He made some difficult throws. He also made some head-scratching throws because he took such a beating. That's Daniel Jones. That's when you play Cincinnati in week 1, when you play the Cincinnati Bearcats in week 1, and their quarterback's full mission is to break every rule to make you feel uncomfortable and look out of place. That's what that is. Then you figure out in week 2 how to deal with it. But in week 1, defensive coordinators have to set all of their policy and schemes for the year. Here are all the rules. And those rules work against 75% of the NFL quarterbacks. They're not. That's why Lamar always has a party, because he breaks the rules.
Yeah.
He breaks the rules. Josh Allen, the reason why he's so difficult to scheme against, he will break the rules. His athletic ability will break you down and make you look bad when you're doing what you said you would do.
Yeah.
You just take chances. Daniel Jones has always been that guy. He's always in year 1, that early Daniel Jones era for New York was simply built on his pulling the ball down and not making a throw that he could make to punish you with his feet, to punish you with his legs. And that's what I don't know what they thought. I don't know what Miami thought they were going to get. They didn't get it. They didn't get it. Like, you think, okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to scheme 10 to stop the Colts running game. Except you didn't scheme for Daniel Jones pulling it down and busting your heart.
Yeah. It was really interesting to watch that Colts game from the Indianapolis point of view, because Daniel Jones comes from a place in New York where they didn't surround him with a ton of talent. And now you go to a place in Indianapolis that they have a really good running back in Jonathan Taylor when he's fully healthy, who had over 70 yards yesterday. You have some wide receivers in Michael Pittman and guys like Alec Pierce that just kind of are out there consistently. But then you go out and you draft in the top 15 picks Tyler Warren. And we saw how Penn State used him, where he would line up at times in the backfield. He would line up outside. He would line up on the inside just next to the offensive line. He would be everywhere for Penn State. And it was a matter of, okay, what's that going to look like in Indianapolis? And they found so many creative ways to get Tyler Warren the ball, and at a high volume. 9 targets, 7 catches for him.
Yeah, yesterday was a strange day for some star receivers. But again, it's week 1. It's week 1. And here's what happens in week 1. Because you can specifically scheme against a thing. It happened to Terry McLaurin yesterday.
Exactly.
Right? That you can say, here's what I'm not going to get beat by. This is who I'm not going to get beat by. And you can target certain schemes and say, listen, I'm going to take away Dane Key, and I'm going to make Ja'Cory Barty beat me, right? and he didn't show me in week 1 that he could beat me,
Yeah.
or that it's gonna hurt less until it does.
Yeah.
Until it does, it shows up. Every great receiver, and we'll see it tonight with Minnesota and Chicago. Who are you going to take away? And who are you going to say, you know what? If your third guy beats me,
Tip of the cap.
hey man, bravo, well
Exactly.
done. You did some things. You went into your bag a little bit. Do you think Caleb Williams can go to his third receiver? Not as likely as who. And to be clear, I'm excited about watching this game tonight because we don't know what we're going to see. Tell me that you're 100% sure that Caleb Williams is the best quarterback on the field tonight.
Oh, there's not a chance we can say that.
Right.
There's
Like,
not a chance.
it's
I'm also just interested to see how does Chicago use, now that we've seen, and they're different players, yes, but after Indianapolis utilized and was able to get the ball to Tyler Warren, what does tonight look like for a guy like Colston Loveland? For that reason exactly. Is Minnesota able to take away a DJ Moore and Rome Odunze to a certain extent, and does that free up Colston Loveland to have a big game?
like you just go through and you say, listen, at home, and having just been in that building and watched how the game days are in Chicago, I'm kind of intrigued.
Well, and you have so much optimism surrounding a new head coach.
Well, they needed to take out the trash. And there's nothing that, I mean, Nebraska fans, again, will identify that when you get a new breath of fresh air, you breathe a little easier until you don't. Yeah, until you don't. And Chicago, the air's brand new.
Yeah.
You listen, maybe the new Caleb Williams is on display tonight. You're right that maybe.
Well, and you wonder how much Ben Johnson had in that Detroit offense, because Detroit's offense was non-existent yesterday.
So to fall in, the best part of what's made week 1 interesting in the NFL is that we can use the word disappointment about some real, right? Listen, no matter how well they played for 54 minutes, the Ravens are in the disappointment file because that's legitimately a Super Bowl contender.
Yes.
And a winnable game, even if on the road. Now, I'm still going to give you credit for being on the road and going to Buffalo and playing like as you did. The Kansas City Chiefs, you've got to circle it and go,
exactly.
Uh-oh. And if you're one of the members who dove all the way into the Detroit Lions pool, not recognizing that the Washington Commanders unflapped those long pajamas and left them bare butt for the NFL to see, right? You saw some things and people took notes, and hey, the Lions didn't fix it.
No,
they didn't fix it. And you went, wait a minute. How is this happening?
Well, and then they get caught up in facing off against a really young and really talented defense.
Well, but you're in that division. They're all young, talented defenses.
Sure.
Right? And wait a minute. Did you not scout Jordan Love? Have you not seen him play?
Yeah.
Do you not know what they have out there? And tell me that the Lions are less talented than Green Bay.
Oh, I don't think you can.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Yeah.
What? You can't say that the Commanders were better than the Lions, more talented than the Lions last year. Even with the injuries, they weren't more talented. Something has to, some missing piece has to show up for Detroit. And I absolutely think it will.
That's the thing. Week 1, like, take it with a grain of salt. Sure.
They're one of the 4 best teams in the NFC. The Chiefs are one of the 4 best teams in the AFC. It's a simple thing. But you did make it week 2 rather interesting for some folks because we don't have all the answers. Do we trust Aaron Rodgers?
Well, that's what I want to get into in the next segment, because there's still a lot of storylines that we haven't been able to talk about. The Buffalo and Baltimore game last night, how Matt Prater was signed on Thursday, and here he is on Sunday making kicks. I wanted to get DP's thoughts on if we just expect too much out of kickers nowadays, because we just expect them. We saw Harrison Butker make in a fire drill a 53-yarder to end the half. Like, is that just the norm nowadays in the NFL? I want to kind of have that kicker discussion. Aaron Rodgers knocking off the Jets. The Jets offensively, though, Justin Fields looked pretty good against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So I want to get into that, but we got to take a break. Let's step aside. The show sponsored by our friends at Doors Plus, as always, 402-464-5685. We'll be right back on The Drive. Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe. At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Copple's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Copple since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at HamiltonIsBusiness.com.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in season? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, where your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of Teammates Mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local Teammates Mentoring chapter. Teammates Mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of Teammates Mentoring. We will see you at Runza on September 23rd.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the show, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert alongside DP for this first hour. AD up in Norfolk with a speaking engagement, so he'll join for hour number 2 from today through Thursday. So appreciate DP sitting in for the first hour. Before we get back into NFL, are you planning a trip to Memorial Stadium for a Husker game? Football games can be fun for the whole family, but sometimes younger children struggle to sit through the whole game. So what can you do? The Lincoln Children's Museum offers game day play dates. While the parents enjoy the game inside the stadium, their kids can get their own game day experience from our friends at the Lincoln Children's Museum. Drop-off is 90 minutes before the game. You can pick up your child up to 60 minutes after the game ends. And while you're cheering on the Huskers, the kids can enjoy fun activities involving science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, all centered around the theme of football and just getting active. It's affordable, convenient, and just steps away from Memorial Stadium. You must register ahead of time. Akron was sold out, so I highly recommend if you're making your way down to Memorial Stadium for the Houston Christian matchup this Saturday, schedule early. Get registered early this week online at lincolnchildrensmuseum.org. All right, DP, let's dive into last night's nightcap between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. First off, what a week 1 matchup between those two teams. We talked about it briefly in the first segment, how tough those two teams and those two quarterbacks specifically are to scheme against. But ultimately, Matt Prater saves the day with his right leg and kicks a game-winning field goal to win 41-40 for the Buffalo Bills. But in a game where Buffalo and Josh Allen were down by 15 with just a little over 4 minutes remaining, they somehow get it done.
Yeah, it's deja vu.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, your season you left with a stinger from the playoff game, and you had all season to let it fester. You scratched it, you made it raw, and then you heal, and then you start to build up and say, okay, we're going to get this right. And then for 55 minutes, you absolutely get it right. For 55 minutes, you look like easily the best team, not only on the field, but maybe in the NFL.
Yeah.
It checks all the boxes. But I say it all the time, the most difficult thing in all of sports is to finish. And learning how to finish is a set of skills that not only do the players have to learn, but the coaches have to learn. The coaches have to learn, how do we manage this particular group of players to get through the task and mission at hand? You get caught up in all the other things, but the end is the thing. This is why we kept saying for Nebraska and Cincinnati, it was more important that they won the game, they figured out how to win the game, then all the things that happened prior to that, the biggest win was their ability to finish. Baltimore has to figure out how to finish. And when you have that many weapons, and you have that good of a defense, it makes zero sense for them to give up 2 scores in that period of time. It makes zero sense in the terrible clock management. And then, quite frankly, the play calls. Now, you look, Derrick Henry putting it on the turf. He had to prove he was human. The aliens would have came back and got him. They're like, yeah, you're not human. If you don't fumble the football, you're an alien. We need to come get you, take you home.
There's very few things that are more satisfying just as a casual NFL fan than watching Derrick Henry stiff arm somebody to the turf.
And that has, and this is what's funny about that. This is what's funny about that. There's 3. I like to talk about sports in thirds, right? That there are a third of the people who were the stiff arm-er. A third of the people listening were the stiff arm-e. And then the other third of people who just laugh. Who just laugh. It was like, oh.
Because they know better than you get into a hallway with Derrick Henry.
Well, this is where business decisions come from. This is where you see 200-pound safeties. If you're a 185-pound cornerback, listen, man, I'm gonna swing and miss all the time. Because bad things are gonna happen. You have to, that man has a family. That man has a family.
He just moves so well for his size. And it's something that we've seen time and time again. And why am I surprised that we saw it again last night? I don't know. But it's just that he hasn't lost a step. And it's still just this endless crime that the NFL and the other organizations allowed him to team up with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and this is the thing. And I think the end game, right? The Ravens' end game, there's only one end game.
Sure.
Win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Everything along the way is just to put you in position to do that either more easily or more comfortably. Okay, fine. The Bills are in the same boat. It's a mission that this is what you need to do. But Derrick Henry's ability to play as a speed back and as a power back, this is John Riggins, Jim Brown-esque.
Okay.
People forget John Riggins, the Diesel. He was known as the Diesel, played at 240 pounds, was a sprinter at Kansas, at the University of Kansas. He was a sprinter. Jim Brown was the fastest guy in the NFL for portions of his career at 6'3", 220 pounds, 25 pounds, whatever. He was bigger than most of the linemen. So Derrick Henry's ability to play the game the way he plays it, pretty remarkable, and we need to celebrate him more. But then the human factor that, quite frankly, the universe doesn't care. Football guys don't care. They got to humble you. And if you're Baltimore, I'm not sure that didn't help you just win the Super Bowl.
Because the response
is going to be, okay, that's not happening again. Like, that's the worst thing that could have happened last night to the Ravens and to the rest of the NFL is Derrick Henry with a greater purpose.
I mean, on that 42-yard touchdown run that he had later in the game, there's a moment now. Remember, Derrick Henry's size, 6'2", 252 is what he's listed at. He outran 2 defensive backs for the Buffalo Bills on that play.
He outran the world. And listen, when you have the violence, he's not just big. He's not just Christian Okoye big, right? You're talking about the ability to accelerate in open space, hold your form, keep your balance, right? He sheds tackles. And then, oh, by the way, if you decide to make a business decision, get in his zone, it's like Aaron Judge at a fastball down the middle. Look, man, I got to destroy this.
Who's the number one back right now in the league? Is it Derrick or Saquon?
Here's my thing.
If you were making a team,
they're different.
Yes, they are.
They're different, and it depends on the type of team you're putting together.
Okay, so on DP's roster, Who are you going with and why?
My style of play is that I want to throw the ball. I love the idea of Derrick Henry. I anything that I can do with Saquon Barkley, I can do with Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
But last year, again, the data, last year, Saquon Barkley was the best player in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And I it's easily said. But if I'm going into a fight,
yeah,
I can like Nick Sainer, but if I got Jay Foreman in the room, I should probably
you need to go Jay Foreman.
Hey man,
yes.
And yeah, I compared you to Saquon Barkley.
Well, that's all right. If that's the first time that's ever happened,
right? Like I need to give you that. It's the thing, right? Do I want AD and all of his skill set, or do I want Jay Foreman? Right? It's okay. Farley as a playmaker is elite. He can do some things that nobody else on the field can do. It's different to have Jay Foreman and all of his physicality and what that allows you to do. So just for me, and it's a three-headed monster. It's Henry, Barkley, McCaffrey. And I'm good with whatever way you take any of them because they all do something different. It's just on what you want to do with your running back.
Which, how do you feel? Where do you land on the whole Christian McCaffrey discussion? Because I feel like with Christian McCaffrey, it seems like, I mean, he struggles to stay healthy year after year, it feels like, ever since he left Carolina especially. Had 22 carries yesterday. I mean, the volume was there for him. Do we still consider him a top 5 back? Is that still the right thing to do?
He's top 3.
Okay.
He's top 3 in my mind. Yeah. That what he does, look, the 49ers are a contender because of Christian McCaffrey.
And nobody's talking about the 49ers.
Right? That the answers, scheduling helps. Experience helps. And that's a well-coached team. Now, they have an issue because their kicker almost cost them a ball game. First one missed the putt and then had the next one blocked. Like there were times where you could hear the announcers say, "I'm not sure if you send him out for this."
Yeah,
like you went out and you go get him and you change his style, you change his steps, you change his stroke, and then he goes out and he absolutely biffs the putt. So that's a thing. But defensively, nobody wants to line up and play against Fred Warner and those 49er defenders. The Niners are so good defensively that they told Bosa, Cool. Yeah. Do your thing, man. There's depth in that. And we still don't know how good Brock Purdy is or isn't.
Yeah, this is a big year for him because he just gets the contract. And unfortunately, you have, Brandon Ayuk is hurt. You trade away Deebo Samuel to your Washington Commanders, right?
Thank you.
But I like Ricky Pearsall.
Yep.
George Kittle's health now questionable, but if Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, that's a threat in the pass game too.
Kittle looked like an all-pro tight end yesterday. Kittle looked that healthy yesterday. He moved yesterday. The early touchdown was just it's just smooth. The Niners are in the right division.
Certainly.
Right. They're in the right division, which means that they will be able to do some things. Again, if McCaffrey stays healthy, you go and get Robinson to run behind McCaffrey from Washington, which, okay, that's a trade that, both teams will be willing to make because you weren't going to run Samuels the way that Washington would. And Robinson coming over provides look, it's thunder and lightning. He got behind those big linemen and it was a problem. So, the Niners will play as well as McCaffrey allows them to play. And that's fine because he gets them out of tough situation. He always keeps the chains positive, right? You're not losing yardage when McCaffrey gets the ball. The wear and tear is the thing, but I think getting Robinson to take some of those 9-10 carries in the middle of those crunch carries, those power carries, I think that's a win for the Niners and why they'll be a contender.
And last but not least, the Washington Commanders knock off the Giants 21-6 yesterday. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. a guy that people freaked out earlier in the week because he was listed low on the depth chart, comes out, has himself a nice performance, a 7th-round draft pick from the 2025 draft, 10 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown. Jaden Daniels was fine. Wasn't spectacular, but he was not bad. He didn't lose in the game.
No. Jaden Daniels was the best player on the field yesterday.
Surgical.
He was the best player on the field yesterday. Listen, his ability, he had 3 game-changing plays with his feet. Think about the throws. We haven't even gotten into some of the throws he made. We're talking about that you're in 2nd and 10 plus, and on 3 consecutive plays, they went 15 on all of those. What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Right? It's scheme breaking.
I was going to say, it's once again, similar conversation to what we talked about with the Ravens and Bills. How do you scheme against it?
You couldn't. You made choices. You didn't know that Debo was going to be in the jet sweep game. That's always a problem. You didn't know that, listen, they're going to run the ball the way they want to run the ball. If Washington can run the ball like that, remember, they played in the NFC Championship game, and they're better defensively. You added Von Miller to a defense, and then the talk of getting some more edge. Lattimore is a year stronger in the system, so he's better prepared. He's healthier. They defended the Giants' passing game probably as well as you could. Russell Wilson was off balance the whole day, and then you went and got two sledgehammers for tackles. It looks different. That Washington has that old NFC power game with a quarterback who can break you down when things just in the drop back game. So, if you had to say, I mean, my question was measuring them against first the Giants, then the Lions, and the performance against the Lions, and then you compare them to the Eagles because that's the natural progression. I think that's the space that they're in. That they're one of the 4 best teams in the NFC, and it'll play out accordingly.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, if Week 1 was any indication, there's going to be a lot of really, really good NFL teams, which is usual. But I mean, when you look at teams like the Packers and what they did defensively and what they added in Micah Parsons, who didn't even play his full list of snaps.
That is depression.
Right?
That is depression.
And still looked, but the ability, we saw a glimpse of what it could look like when you can line up Rashawn Gary on one side and Micah Parsons on the other.
It's a jailbreak.
There's nowhere to go.
Jailbreak.
There's nowhere to go. So interesting stuff there. Okay, DP, I got to give you credit when we come back because your Washington Nationals took 2 of 3 from the Chicago Cubs over the weekend. We'll dive into that. Also, a problem, an epidemic going on in Major League Baseball with the fans and decisions to steal things. We'll dive into all that as we round out the 9 o'clock hour here on The Drive.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Oh, Kansas. Here we go. Second half today. You just don't stop giving, do you? Green flag, we're underway. The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history. Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds. 3 NASCAR races in one weekend, and it's the playoffs. You guys can't drive. Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway. September 26th through the 28th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
When the clock strikes zero after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show. Sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
Midwest Bank is proud to serve Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank making local decisions, supporting community organizations, and helping businesses succeed with 10 locations throughout the state, from Wisner to Deschler, Norfolk to York, and right here in Lincoln too. Whether you're opening a checking account, buying your first home, in need of an ag loan, or in search of cash management services for your business, we're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, where your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today: a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, mainly cloudy skies and breezy. The high around 75. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms. The low near 62. And tomorrow, showers is possible in the morning. Otherwise, decreasing clouds. The high near 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in as we wrap up the 9 o'clock hour here on The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Remember, 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Sartor Heyman text line are open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Sartor Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Cable channel 961. In addition to our FM and mobile apps, make sure you have those downloaded. Listen wherever you go. Nick Sainert alongside DP. And DP, as we have a short segment here, I'll give you the floor to talk about the Washington Nationals, because the Nats go into Wrigley this weekend and swipe 2 of 3 from the Chicago Cubs. It looked like the Cubs were going to win yesterday. They were up 3-1. And then Daniel Palencia, the Cubs closer, allows 5 earned runs in the top of the 9th inning. You guys improved to a remarkable 58-84, but you still win 2 of 3.
It is hard. It is extremely difficult to be a Nationals, Rockies. I want to say White Sox fan. Where you're just so ridiculously bad that you have to celebrate late season theft.
We're ruining your season.
Right. Like we don't have it amongst ourselves to be prideful in ourselves. For a team that was, World Series champions in the last 10 years to just fade and to give away everything. I mean, you lose Bryce Harper, you lose Juan Soto, you lose Max Scherzer, you lose, like, literally it's the full range. And yes, I love the core group of talent.
Mm-hmm.
The Nats will be playoff team in 2 years. In 2 years. In the meanwhile, they're going to get their heads kicked in. So yeah, shout out to them for having a weekend. What we're following and where our eyes are drawn, the wild card race, the Royals currently sit at 2 games back behind Seattle. The problem is other folks snuck into the party.
Yeah.
Other teams, the Texas Rangers, while the Royals were staring at Seattle, the Texas Rangers moved in. They set up furniture. And then, oh, by the way, here come the Cleveland Guardians, who are a half game behind the Royals. And then even Tampa is at the front door. Of course, the Royals now face the Guardians head-to-head, and it will play. What cannot happen for either team is a 2-1 series.
Yeah.
If you really want to be the wild card, you want to catch Seattle, somebody sweeping the series is everything. If you're Seattle, you're just like, nah, you guys go 2-1. Go ahead. We're cool.
Right now, the Royals have a 13% chance to make the playoffs. They're getting ready, though. Today, they start a series against the Cleveland Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
It is a meaningful week of baseball. Couple of weeks of baseball coming up for some of these programs.
Yeah, I was intrigued by it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we start to pay attention that we have to make decisions, programming decisions. What do you carry? What do you not carry? So we'll run from Tuesday. Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll let the Royals be on, and then we'll see what happens. From there, because I don't know. We had that. Nick, we have another issue.
What's that?
This weekend.
Is that so?
Because with there's an early game for the Huskers, and there's an available game for broadcast. And the question becomes, what do you do? Right? Do you want to do that dance? So while the Huskers were playing, and it worked out with Michigan and Oklahoma.
It sure did.
It worked out perfectly. But Nick Sainert, I'll ask the question because your opinion is useful. If we have the opportunity to carry at the same time that the Huskers are playing,
yes, we
get a chance to carry Wisconsin and Alabama.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't interfere with any Husker stuff. It doesn't interfere.
Yeah.
The pregame is still going to be there. The postgame will still be there.
So
It doesn't interfere.
we could Saturday, we could carry Wisconsin, do the whole pregame.
Yep.
Carry Wisconsin, Alabama. Who are we rooting for there, by the way?
I continue, as evil as this makes me sound, there's a part of me that wants to see continued chaos in Madison. But then on the other side is if Alabama were to lose.
Stunned. That's not where I thought you were going. That I thought you were going to say, I continually want to see the chaos in Tuscaloosa.
I don't know. There's something about I don't know. Guys that don't wear shoes with socks, I got an issue with, and Luke Fickell falls in that category.
Right? Like it is a full on. So there's that.
Yeah.
So we will deal with that throughout the course of the week.
Absolutely. Well, there's DP. He appreciate him sitting in for the first hour. You can hear him every single day on the station, obviously, but then also on the drive for this week, Monday through Thursday. DP is going to be joining me for the 9 o'clock hour. When we come back, AD steps in. We'll get AD's thoughts on the 68-0 Nebraska football victory when we come back to open up the 10 o'clock hour here on the drive on 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, mainly cloudy skies and breezy. The high around 75. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms. The low near 62. And tomorrow, showers is possible in the morning. Otherwise, decreasing clouds. The high near 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Midwest Bank is proud to serve Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank making local decisions, supporting community organizations, and helping businesses succeed with 10 locations throughout the state, from Wisner to Deschler, Norfolk to York, and right here in Lincoln too. Whether you're opening a checking account, buying your first home, in need of an ag loan, or in search of cash management services for your business, we're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through September 9th are 15% off produce, $1 off all drinks, and 8-ounce grass-fed, grass-finished flat iron steaks for $12.99 each. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com. Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of Teammates Mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local Teammates Mentoring chapter. Teammates Mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of Teammates Mentoring. We will see you at Runza on September 23rd.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Sometimes it's hard to know if substance use is becoming a problem, especially when it becomes part of daily life or social routines. Take the free assessment, Is Your Substance Use Harmful, at myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can understand your risk. You can take the assessment anonymously. In just minutes, you'll get practical, non-judgmental guidance and resources to support your health and well-being. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has expanded strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today. We're raising the bar with these benches, and our hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all the best-in-class equipment we've always had. There's no better time to get stronger. So join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends September 12th.
See Home Club for details.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Lafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, thanks again to DP for hanging out with me for that first hour. Now, we are joined from the beautiful city of Norfolk, Nebraska. Aaron Davis is on the line. AD, good morning. Happy Monday. How was the weekend, my friend?
Nick, if it went any better, man, I would grow hair on my head.
That's the only thing we could have been better.
Nick, I'm gonna tell you why it went so good, man. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I'm sorry, Iowa fans, but Iowa lost. The Huskers won in blowout fashion. The Steelers with a 60-yard field goal that had 5 more yards left to go, take care of business. You know, the drive to Norfolk was good. One of 5 talks is down already for new core steel. Dude, I was literally, I'm telling you, I can't say what Clark Griswold said in Christmas Vacation, but if I'd be any happier, you know the rest of the words.
There it is. Let's start first with your good old Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, he's the real deal.
Oh, bro. You know what? I had a lot of reservations about Aaron Rodgers, and none had to do with his athletic ability. The guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Would you agree with that, Nick?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Obviously, his last campaign in New York didn't go well. Obviously, injury the first year. Last year, a lot of issues. That's all said and done. There were throws, Nick, that he made that no other quarterback they had on that roster could make. That's just the bottom line.
Well, AD, my favorite statistic, I was listening to the game on the radio on the way to going into Lincoln Youth football matchups yesterday. I was listening to the game on the radio, and my favorite statistic I think that I've heard from the entire weekend was that they scored on the opening drive, which they did not do one single time last year. They did a touchdown on the opening drive, and the guy on the radio is like, hey, Aaron Rodgers already setting record books because Steelers did not score on a single opening drive last year.
No, not a single one. Believe me. It was, Nick, I don't think you understand, man. Like Jake says on his Twitter, I think his pinned Twitter handle is it's some kind of hell being a Husker fan, but he mentions a Dolphins fan too. We know what happened with him, 33-8 loss against the Colts yesterday. It looked like it was a Peyton Manning-led team of the Colts rather than Daniel Jones. But nevertheless, it's been brutal the past number of years. Saturday, watching the Huskers underperform at times. Obviously, that wasn't the case this week. But, and then watching the Steelers on Sunday, play pretty much mirror image football of the Huskers in the past. So, man, it was weird. Me and my sons were like, this feels weird.
Yeah.
It feels off. It just feels off, but in a good way.
Well, and here's the thing. I'll say this about the Jets and the Steelers. I mean, I'm still intrigued by what the Jets are because obviously with first year head coach Aaron Glenn, who they hired away from the Detroit Lions defensive side of the ball, and you go and Aaron Glenn now tells Aaron Rodgers, hey, we're going to move on without you, and you have on the Jets side of things, you bring in Justin Fields, who I still think earned more playing time with the Steelers last year. I get that you had the contract issues and the stuff with Russell Wilson. I understand all of that, and you got to play who you got to play. But ultimately, like Justin Fields led the Steelers to a good start last year in the first 6 games or however many games he played. But then now he's leading the Jets, which we know what kind of a vacuum a New York quarterback can find themselves in, whether we've seen that with Daniel Jones, with Zach Wilson, now with Justin Fields. But then you have 2 healthy running backs finally in New York with Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. And then you signed Garrett Wilson to a massive extension over the offseason. I'm still intrigued by what the Jets can do because if they're a team that can put up 25 to 35 points a game, they're going to be a tough out for some of these teams.
Nick, you're exactly right. In particular, with that, just that press in the news cycle in New York, it is vicious. And as far as that goes, Mr. What do you call himself all the time? Mr. Unlimited found that out by his post-game conference, Russell Wilson, by saying we played our butts off. And they're thinking, what are you talking about? He scored 6 points, or how many points they scored against the Washington football team. First of all, I'm going to say this. I wish nothing but the best for both of those guys, in particular Justin Fields, because I don't think Justin Fields has had a healthy culture other than Pittsburgh where he went, but then he had to sling it out with Russell Wilson for the other position. He played lights out yesterday against us. So as much as I wanted him to do well, I didn't want to do that well against the Steelers yesterday, but he definitely did. And that team, you can already tell, Nick, that New York, the Jets, look like a different football team. They look poised. They look confident. They look disciplined yesterday. And you think about it, man, if we don't hit that that field goal that he hit, it was just ridiculous. And we were down, during that game. But, it shows you with a seasoned quarterback like Rodgers, they showed his stats, as far as it was something ridiculous. The number of comeback wins that he's had. He continued that streak, different uniform, same Aaron Rodgers. And there were throws that he made, Nick, in particular one off his back foot to Austin in the back of the end zone, which was just ridiculous. I know you were at the youth football game calling that, but there were just simple throws that he made, simple to him, that other quarterbacks besides, since we've had Ben Roethlisberger, those passes wouldn't have gotten there. I will say this, though, too. DJ Metcalf, it felt weird, Nick, seeing him in a Steelers uniform.
Sure. Yeah.
And just what he brings to the table. Now, I'm going to say this, though. I still have major concerns about Pittsburgh's offensive line because Broderick Jones is still number 77, has given up way too many sacks. I'm like, okay, you guys are helping Aaron Rodgers up every time. How about help him not get knocked down in the first place?
Exactly.
You know, he's 41 years old. Those were hits that, a Fields could elude and get away from. You know, obviously, Russell being younger. Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old. And if they want to continue to have him back as, calling the shots, they're going to have to protect him better. You know, I just got sick of them saying my bad and helping him up. I'm thinking, and no disrespect against New York, you're going to see a lot more dominant fronts on your deal coming against you than you have against the Jets that showed yesterday. So that's going to have to improve dramatically, man.
Yeah, I'm curious with the Steelers where they go with the running game because that's been such a big part. I mean, going back to James Conner and back when he was a part of the Steelers, and then obviously with Najee Harris, they tried to get it to him. Jaylen Warren, only 37 rushing yards yesterday for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they also drafted a guy out of Iowa, and Caleb Johnson, who we'll see what his role is going forward. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It was the game of the quarterbacks yesterday because Aaron Rodgers, 22 of 30 for 4 touchdowns, 244 passing yards. Justin Fields, 16 of 22 for a touchdown and 218 passing yards for him. And really, I mean, great play by I can't think of the defensive back's name over the middle to seal the game because the Jets, Garrett Wilson could have caught that pass at the end, and a great job by the Steelers defensive back there to be able to stick with it and rip it out of the lap. Because it could have been interesting if the Jets would have been able to go down and, try a field goal. This is something I wanted to bring up with DP, didn't have time to do so. The whole Matt Prater story, AD, is so cool to where, Tyler Bass, the Buffalo Bills kicker, goes on the injury reserve. So he's out for at least 4 weeks. That was prior to week 1 here, obviously. So Matt Prater catches a red-eye flight on Thursday night to get to Buffalo. Gets into Buffalo. He was kicking and staying in shape down at a high school camp, they were saying, in Arizona. And he comes out last night, obviously kicks the game winner, but is tough as nails. And we saw that from both sides because the Baltimore Ravens are going through a transition at kicker, obviously. It was weird. And I know it's off the field stuff and it's kind of sensitive at times and it's a weird subject to talk about on air. But you have the whole Justin Tucker stuff. It was weird not to see Justin Tucker kicking Baltimore Ravens last night. So you have these transitions at kicker to where, in all honesty, AD, do we not give kickers enough credit? And the way I see that, we just expect him. Boswell makes it, or who was it? Boswell makes a 6-yarder on Sunday for the Steelers. We saw Brandon Aubrey do his thing for the Cowboys on Thursday. We know what Harrison Butker and that whole staff is able to do for Kansas City. We saw the fire drill 53-yard field goal that happened there. Are we talking about how just good kickers are consistently in the league? We lost you, AD. Hold on. There you go. Unmute yourself.
Yep.
There we go. Now we got you.
I think it's a great question. I love how Prater just stepped in and took care of business for them, and obviously definitely not diving into Baltimore's previous with Tucker, etc. But I think kickers are kind of like they can be somewhat like referees at times.
Yeah,
you notice them when they make a mistake or when they do something tremendously well, a game winner, something like that. If they miss, they're the heel of the team. You know what I'm saying? But kickers stepped up big in a lot of games yesterday. In particular, obviously the game winner for the Bills yesterday, the game winner for the Steelers with Chris Boswell yesterday. I mean, it shows you, and I'll say this too, uncharacteristic. The Chiefs kicker, missing the PAT, which he hasn't missed. I forget what his last name is. He's on my fantasy team. What's that?
Harrison Butker.
Yeah, but he doesn't miss kicks very often. So it shows you man, if you make it, you're a hero. If you miss it, you're a heel. So you got to choose which ace you want to be as far as that goes.
I mean, Matt Prater yesterday was responsible for 11 of the Buffalo Bills points last night. I mean, 2 of those obviously on extra points, right? 3 for 3 on field goals, long of 43 yarders. The game winner, I get, like, that's the expectation. But I would love to have this conversation with a guy like Brett Maher, in all honesty, because and who's on Nebraska's staff, because it would be really interesting just to get that perspective of if you can't kick, like in Jake Moody for the San Francisco 49ers, who went 1 for 3 yesterday, kicking the football, like if you don't show the ability to bounce back from that and be consistent, they'll find somebody else. Like there is just, I mean, they're ruthless. They are ruthless. And that happened to Brett Maher, where then his career was kind of rejuvenized when he went down to Dallas and he became one of the best kickers in the NFL at that current time. So it's a wild world that we live in, because there's only one kicker on the team. There's only one guy that does the job. And it's, if you don't do it up to the standard or what we expect, and when you look around the league and see guys just easily nonchalant 55-yarders, 53-yarders, 50-yarders, 60-yarders, Iowa State's kickers kicking 63-yard field goals in a game for the Cyclones. When we're seeing that more and more these days, and a guy goes out and goes 1 for 3 and barely can hit a 35-yarder, you sit there and I can't imagine the pressure that's all based on your ability to kick a football through the uprights.
You know, Unmasked Texter, good morning. He goes, no one likes the Steelers, and even less people like Aaron Rodgers. Just thought I'd share. Come on, Unmasked Texter. Be nice, baby. There's a few of us out there, man. There's a few Steeler fans raving the terrible towel today.
You have to like Aaron Rodgers because he's now part of your roster.
Yeah, you know, I just didn't know where his headspace was going to be. It was never a question of his athletic ability and his arm. It was just the headspace. But yesterday, obviously, is one of many. They got that done, so was glad to see that. Nick, before we talk Huskers, man, bro, what in the world is going on in Miami? That looked horrible. Horrible. Right. Let me ask you this, Nick. If they're not 500 by midway, does he keep his job?
No, not a chance. I mean, Miami's in a wild spot. I mean, I don't think Tyreek Hill stays there very much longer. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the future looks like. Like, are they more tied to Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle? I mean, I don't know. And we forget this part. This is a big part of it, to where they traded away one of their better pass catchers from last year in Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
They traded him away to Pittsburgh.
And he scored for us yesterday.
Yeah. And so I don't know what they wanted to do. And also they had Mike Gesicki on their roster at one point, did the Miami Dolphins. So I just don't know what they want to do. I don't think Mike McDaniel is a very is a very good leader. I don't know if he's that good of a coach right now. Tua Tagovailoa looks like he's just not 100%. I don't know what's going on in Miami, but they got to figure it out quick, or else, I think Mike McDaniel won't have a job much longer.
Well, I tell you, my good buddy, Troy Both there, our buddy Troy, man, he's like Jake, a diehard Dolphins fan, and he sent us a text yesterday, which I won't divulge on air. Me and Aiken were dying laughing, and he started sending us clips. He goes, man, one of these days. He had to go so far back in the archives in the memes. He was showing pictures of Larry Zonka and Dan Marino. The Dolphins have some serious issues. Like I said, I don't know if Mike McDaniels. I don't know if he makes it, man. If they're not at least 500, obviously with Tyreek, with Waddle, Tua, there's just a myriad of issues that have reared their heads. And what the thing about it, Nick, these are things that we knew, but now they're obvious now that the season has started. And I just don't know how they solve those. But, who knows? Weirder things have happened. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens in Miami as far as that goes.
Well, here's their upcoming schedule. It's not the most difficult of schedules, but there's a couple where on the flip side, if you don't win them, that makes you look even worse. It's New England, then Buffalo, then the Jets, the Panthers, Chargers, Cleveland, Atlanta. That's your first, what would that be, 8 games of the season? If you're not 4-4, if you can't beat New England, Carolina, New York, and Cleveland, probably, you don't feel great. If you can't beat Atlanta, I mean, like, those are the weird things where Atlanta's okay, but Bijan Robinson and Atlanta, they should have probably beaten the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday. Bijan Robinson.
Well, missed field goal, to our point. The missed field goal.
Yep. Younghoe Koo. Come on, man.
Makeable. Was it 40-something yards, Nick?
That's right. So it's just crazy to think about. But yeah, you're right about the Miami Dolphins. Unnamed texter says this on the text line. No one knows how much pressure specialists are under in college and in the pros. My son was a 3-year starter at Nebraska as a long snapper. No room for error. The linemen can hold. DBs can make pass interferences. QBs can throw picks. Specialists get very few chances. I mean, that's where, again, it is just a fascinating conversation.
You know, Nick, real quick, man, I'm reading a few of these before we hop in. Dad 34, I'm with you. I love it when the terrible towels are waving. It got your back, AD. Brad from Baldwin, Steeler proud today. I love it, gentlemen. Nick, I'm not sure how much you and DP discussed the Huskers, man. This morning. I just want to get your overall take. You know, I didn't hear your take. Obviously, I was speaking during that time. Obviously, Nebraska takes care of business in a fashion. Literally talking to my kids, they have not seen a Nebraska win like that since they've been alive. Literally. I don't think you have either.
Well, the only other, it was the first shutout since the 2009 Holiday Bowl when Nebraska shut out Arizona 33-0. So I think that it's a weird feeling, right? Like, and I find myself, as we've gotten farther removed from it, I'm trying to convince myself of being like realistic, right? To where celebrate the victory, but also appreciate the execution. I think that those are the two things, because it's easy to get lost in the optics of it, and Nebraska whooped that butt and stuff like they did, and they took care of business in the fashion we did. And now it's another week of we expect the same result going up against Houston Christian this Saturday, which I know we're going to dive into deeper in the next segment.
You know, Nick, my thing with this, and I like your assessment of it, and obviously you're watching it from up high in the press box. My cousin Philip, who I had on the air on pregame Saturday, literally he flew in Friday evening. We had dinner, about 25 of us, Davises, and everything was awesome. He went to the game, came to the studio, and he was on a flight at 6 a.m. out of Omaha Sunday morning.
Wow.
He was back, literally landed back in Mobile, Alabama at noon, and he was just blown away by the atmosphere. And I think that's something, big shout out and kudos to the Husker fans. You know, like I said, he had been to bowl games and other games that were closer to the South, but that was his first home Nebraska game. And he goes, man, from the hospitality to the experience, obviously to the play, the light show, et cetera, was blown away. So big shout out to the Husker fans on that. Nick, a game like that, something that Coach Osborne would do, we'd watch the film, and when he shut it off, he said, we're done.
Yep.
It's on to the next game. And as we speak, Nebraska's on to the next game with Houston Christian, because there's still a lot of work to do. Because obviously you'll take the win, you'll take the beat down, and more importantly, the shutout. I forget which one of our texters shot in last week. Nick said, you know, we deserve this. It's been a long time coming for Husker fans, which absolutely. I thought it was very poignant, though. This morning I was reading where Joe, their head coach, was talking about Nebraska. And he goes, and this is something to where with Raiola, the national pundits may not give him the credit he deserves, et cetera. And obviously us being right here in the ground zero, we could be somewhat biased. Even as people in the press, you have to somewhat be objective to everything. But I think the media at times, though, the Mahomes comparisons, et cetera, throw that out. The numbers don't lie. That was something that their head coach at Akron mentioned. He goes, that dude is poised. He runs their system well. And he goes, obviously outmatched. So he heaped a lot of praise. He goes, the game atmosphere. He goes, I've been on both sides of this before. He goes, a few like this. But, people forget, I think sometimes he was at Oregon. He was at Penn State. Saquon Barkley was one of his pupils. He has seen Joe Moorhead. He's seen a lot of different things happen. He goes, but this Nebraska football team is one to be reckoned with. Nick, all those tea leaves are great, but to the point, that's over now. The only thing you'd be dialed in is on Houston Christian. We need to see it again. And that's the thing about when you do a game like this, now it's the expectation against inferior teams. Absolutely. It's expected, and it should be. It should be.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. AD, I got a trivia question for you before we go to break.
Mm-hmm.
So on that 2009 Arizona Wildcats team, Mike Stoops was the head coach, okay, who now is the coach at Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the quarterback? This quarterback would go on to win a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. Who was the quarterback for this Arizona team? I'm sure the text line will know it. I'll tell you a little bit more about him. This guy started his college football career at Michigan State before transferring to Arizona. He was drafted in the 3rd round, 88th overall in the 2012 NFL draft. He played 1 year at Michigan State, 3 years at Arizona. Had himself a really nice college career, obviously. He was then drafted.
Was it the guy that played for Baltimore, won a championship with them, the quarterback?
It was not. It was the guy that he ended up getting a big contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars before then hurting, I think, his collarbone.
Oh, I can't think. I can see the guy's face. I can't think of his name.
There it is. How about this one? Brad from Baldwin, 7098, old dad 34. Nick Foles.
Yes, Nick Foles. Yep.
Was the quarterback on the 09 Arizona roster.
I could see his face, could not think of his name to save my life because he was kind of a journeyman for a little while in the league as well. And yeah, he made that money in Jacksonville.
Champion, Super Bowl championship.
That's right. Yeah, I want to dive into numbers. When we come back, Nick, I want to dive into numbers because Nebraska's total offense was gargantuan as far as that goes. And also want to talk about, man, the number of receivers that caught passes. And obviously, if we didn't bring up again and I want to get your thoughts on you seeing TJ Lateef live. Again, we know it was Akron again. I get that aspect. A team that lost 5 of their top offensive linemen, 3 of their top receivers from last year, 2 of their top running backs, a roster that was almost unrecognizable. I get all of that, but the point still stands. There was a lot of yards, a lot of people touched. So I want to get your opinion on those things as we come back, man.
There it is. Let's take a break. We'll step aside, come back. Let's dive into the Huskers' 68-0 victory with AD after this on The Drive.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through September 9th are 15% off produce, $1 off all drinks, and 8-ounce grass-fed, grass-finished flat iron steaks for $12.99 each. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Sometimes it's hard to know if substance use is becoming a problem, especially when it becomes part of daily life or social routines. Take the free assessment, Is Your Substance Use Harmful?, at myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can understand your risk. You can take the assessment anonymously. In just minutes, you'll get practical, non-judgmental guidance and resources to support your health and well-being. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant. The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P. Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has expanded strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today. We're raising the bar with these benches, and our hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all the best-in-class equipment we've always had. There's no better time to get stronger. So join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends September 12th.
See Home Club for details.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of Teammates Mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local Teammates Mentoring chapter. Teammates Mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of Teammates Mentoring. We will see you at Runza on September 23rd.
Need an electrician? Call Bryant. A new light, fan, or switch, upgrade your panel, or solve any problem. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Whatever it takes.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Aaron Davis with you here, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline. And the Starter Heyman text line are open for you. AD, 68-0. That was the final score on Saturday, my friend. Overall thoughts on Nebraska. Obviously, the execution was really good. We both agreed going into it saying, okay, you know what? We understand that the margin might be wide, and it was. But the execution was something that we wanted to see. Low penalties, low number of turnovers. And for the most part, Nebraska did that. 6 penalties were on the day. 4 of those coming against the defense. I think there was like a drive where there was 3 of them on one drive. So, I mean, you take it with a grain of salt, and you understand that, okay, you can get better, but the execution for the most part was there.
You know, Nick, on the pregame show on Saturday, I mentioned my 2 words with Harrison, my cousin Philip, that were on the air. I said, disrupt and destroy. I wanted them to be destructive and destroy, and they did that. And that was something that Joe Moore, their head coach, the Zips head coach, mentioned. He goes, we could get nothing going. They were physical. And in particular, called out the offensive line. He goes, they were a physical offensive line. He says the running backs run behind their pads. I love those old school terms like that, run behind your pads. And Nebraska showed that. I mean, you look at the hiccup that Emmett had on the goal line. Obviously, you want that one back. I like the way that Dana got him back in there after a series or two to not lose confidence, because you're going to need Emmett. Obviously, he ran for over 100 yards again. I don't know when the last time Nebraska, Nick, you may know this stat. I don't. The last time Nebraska running back had back-to-back 100-yard games. You know, I don't know that stat.
Yeah, that'd be tough to go and search.
Text line, let us know if you can find that out for us. The last Nebraska running back to run for back-to-back 100-yard games. So heck, at any given time, open season, opening game, two games or whatever it is. But I thought about that driving here yesterday afternoon. It's like, I don't know the last time a Nebraska running back has had back-to-back 100-yard games, particularly at the beginning of the season. So that was something that their coach, Joe Moorhead, mentioned, that he goes, that team ran behind their pads. You know, Nick, for Nebraska to have 728 total yards was mind-blowing to me, man. And I knew Nebraska, and I think like most Nebraska fans, knew Nebraska had some talent. And like, Nick, man, you talked about the kitchen analogy, you know, months ago, that the ingredients, we have a state-of-the-art kitchen, you know, as far as facilities. You have great ingredients, talking about the players. You know, the transfers we had to come in. Each one of those transfer guys had some big plays. They put it this way. They let you know they were there on Saturday night there in front of the 80,000 plus fans that were there. But the total yardage was a thing that was just mind-boggling to me, in that, you know, Nebraska first downs, 13 Akron, and Nebraska 31 first downs. And just the way that they dominated that game. And Nick, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. You know, the way that special teams looked like a special teams again, we didn't have to talk about special teams. I mean, we're talking about it because we've also, for so long, we had to talk about it. Because as you mentioned a few weeks back, and you said repeatedly, you know, just don't be the reason why they lose a game. So I was very impressed. They did what they were supposed to do against a team they were heavily favored to be outmatched. They did more than just cover the spread. They doubled the spread as far as that goes, you know. So I was very pleased with this game, man, and how they did it. And it was a rather quick game, only 3 hours and 20 minutes, because Nebraska, we didn't punt the ball.
No, you feel for Archie Wilson's family. They travel here and they don't get to see him punt. However, AD, I mean, so you look at this. I am really excited for the future of Nebraska's wide receiving room, where you have Isaiah Hunter. Nebraska's going to have 3 full seasons of Isaiah Hunter, and we can see just in the first 2 weeks the relationship between Dylan and Isaiah Hunter continuing to build and stuff like that. And Ja'Cory Barney obviously is out there as well, and Ja'Cory wasn't 100%, but still led Nebraska in targets on Saturday. But younger guys, right? Like Isaiah Mosey, feels like you could see why the guy at one point was committed to Oregon, and why some of the top country wanted him. And we know Luke Lindenmeyer, the safety valve there, Keelan Smith, Quinn Clark. There was a lot of just some guys that we looked at and we could see on Saturday and say, okay, there's some reasons to be excited. AD, I don't know if you saw my tweet, but this is one that I wanted. My favorite statistic of the entire weekend. Nebraska football had 87 punt return yards on Saturday against Akron. In 2024 altogether, Nebraska had 73 punt return yards for the entire season. Nebraska, once again, I'll say that again. Nebraska in 2024, 73 punt return yards all season long. They averaged about 4.1 yards per return in 2024. Last Saturday against the Akron Zips, Nebraska had 87 punt return yards, 14 more punt return yards than they did the entire 2024 season came on Saturday night. That's absurd to think about.
You know, Nick, it shows you again, like I said, we're talking about special teams because they weren't special for the past number of years. I just seen that. I missed it. I just looked at your tweet. Even reading that, it just seems mind-blowing, the strides they have made. And you can see Eckler on the sideline, throwing in orders and getting guys in the right place. And oftentimes the team takes on the personality of their coach, or coaches, plural, if you would. And it's good to see them playing. And think about this, Nick. I know to the rest of the world of college football who's had sound and fundamentally sound special teams, like, well, you're supposed to be good at special teams. What are you guys so excited about? Right. Because they don't understand the depths of despair that we have been on as Husker fans to see such an anemic special teams the past number of years, to see one that's actually normal. Now, Nick, I'm not saying Nebraska special teams is jumping off the pages nationally, but compared to what we've been used to seeing, your stat and that tweet is mind-blowing in a good way. But it shows you when you have a coach, and obviously it takes the athletes as well, but when you change the mindset, you begin to shift the culture of what a special team is supposed to look at. Nick, we emphasize special teams, just as much as we did as defense and offense under the tutelage of Coach Osborne and Coach Darlington, the late coach, Coach Young. It was demanded excellence out there. And it's good to see, it's a breath of fresh air to see that being demanded once again. It's not an option, it's the standard that's there now. We're seeing that so far.
I think it's important to bring statistics and numbers into this. And I'm 100% aware that it's so early in the season, and obviously the averages might be a little out of proportion, in comparison to when they'll be at the end of the year, because you'll have 12 games rather than just 2. But once again, Nebraska is currently, in 2024, like I said, they averaged 4.7 yards per carry, which was good, which would be good for currently. Hold on, let me go back to 2024 because I have the statistical page pulled up here. 4.7 yards per carry was good for 111th in punt returns in the country last season. Right now through 2 games, Nebraska is averaging 14.57 yards per punt return. 14.5 yards per return in comparison to 4.5 per return last year. That's an additional 10 yards closer that you're getting. That's a whole nother first down that you're getting just through special teams. That, like, those little things, they continue to add up. So even if Nebraska, here's the thing, even if at the end of the year we sit there and say, okay, you know what, Nebraska, that average has gone down a little bit. They're averaging about 10.5 yards per return. That's still, in comparison, using last year's statistics, that would have put them at 34th in the country in return yards. That's above the median. That's above the middle of the road, right? It's not spectacular. To give you an idea, though, just of who was first in punt return yards last year, Baylor averaged 21 yards per punt return in 2024. You know what that does for an offense? Like, that's right. When you can start on average, instead of starting at the 48-yard line, your own 48, you're starting at your own 28. That's dramatic. And so Nebraska, these are steps in the right direction, which is what you wanted to see on Saturday.
Yeah, those little things, Nick, as you mentioned, those little things, and that's why you practice little things, because really when you think about it, all of them are big things. There's no little things when it comes to football, because all of those small parts are a huge part of whether you win or lose a game. You can go back in certain games, you can say where that punt return cost you, or this lack of punt yards cost you. So all of those things add up, and it's kind of like the eggs in a cake, man. If you don't got the eggs, the cake it's not going to stand up. And that special teams, that little known ingredient that those guys are hardly out there, like one of our texters mentioned, you only get one shot. There's not a lot of opportunities, so you have to make the most of them. And you can see that the special teams plays with a sense of urgency and precision. And in the first 2 games, they've shown that. Obviously, we got the meat of our schedule to come up. But if you weren't doing it in the little games, you sure as heck aren't going to do it in the big games where there's better athletes and quicker and faster. So it's good to see them do those little things. Because that's going to mean a lot as it comes up. Hey, I want to ask you this, too. Bill and Bennett, I think it was, on the text line. Good morning to you, brother. I think that was him. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Nick. But he mentioned it was Bill and Bennett. And that's true. Had a blocked field goal. That was huge. That kept the shutout alive, man.
Well, and it was Riley Van Poppel. There was Riley Van Poppel that got his left mitt on that pigskin. And so, once again, you're seeing starters and you're seeing guys that play out there. That's something that I want to talk about tomorrow as well. Is we saw the combinations, and that was something before the Cincinnati game. I've told you, like, I'm more interested in seeing how John Butler uses different combinations of guys on the defensive line. We saw that yesterday. Nebraska was able to stay incredibly fresh on that front four, especially on Saturday. and it was just a ruthless attack and never-ending attack against Akron. And so I want to dive into that a little bit more tomorrow when we talk. But for that, we got to get to break. Attitude adjustment on the other side, AD. We'll step aside. It's the drive. Nick Stainer, Aaron Davis. We'll be right back.
Farmers know it all starts with the soil. At Carbon Connections, they're helping you unlock its full potential. Their high-quality humic acid improves nutrient uptake, boosts root development, and enhances soil structure, so your crops get more from every acre. It doesn't stop there. With a full lineup of crop protection products, they help you reduce synthetic inputs while protecting yields and profits. Smarter inputs, healthier soils, better returns. It's time to grow more naturally. Visit Carbon Connections on Facebook or call them today at 402-947-1476 to learn how they can help your farm thrive. Carbon Connections, unlocking your potential. Sometimes it's hard to know if substance use is becoming a problem, especially when it becomes part of daily life or social routines. Take the free assessment, Is Your Substance Use Harmful?, at myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can understand your risk. You can take the assessment anonymously. In just minutes, you'll get practical, non-judgmental guidance and resources to support your health and well-being. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Need an electrician? Call Bryant. A new light, fan, or switch, upgrade your panel, or solve any problem. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Whatever it takes.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has expanded strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today. We're raising the bar with these benches, and our hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all the best-in-class equipment we've always had. There's no better time to get stronger. So join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends September 12th.
See Home Club for details.
Oh, Kansas. Here we go. You just don't stop giving, do you? Green flag, we're underway. The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history. Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds. 3 NASCAR races in one weekend, and it's the playoffs. God can't drive. Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 26th through the 28th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in one final time. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert alongside Aaron Davis. Aaron Davis coming at us from the wonderful city of Norfolk for the first 4 days of this week. He'll be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. AD, you're not at the hotel that's got the little mini putt course, right?
No, I was going to stay at that one. Actually, been closer. I'm staying at the a Marriott property out here. Fairfield.
Okay. And it isn't good enough.
No, it was, but this one's got the breakfast buffet every morning, so you can't, folks.
Putt golf breakfast buffet. I don't know which one.
You know, one of the main reasons why I didn't stay at that one, Nick. I didn't want the temptation out my window every morning of golf. And I'm being dead honest, man. I'm like, knowing my black butt has no business with a golf club in my hand. I'm like, I know me, Nick. I know that I would have went out there and been, in that movement, knowing I ain't supposed to be yet. And I'm like, I just can't do. I just not put myself in that situation, man. I'm not going to do it. And
that's
but the place I speak at, now here's how much of a problem golf is for me. Nick, it's across the street from my speaking venue. It's the Warhorse. It's literally across the street from Divots. Divots is the hotel. It's called the Norfolk Suites and Lodge in Divots. They have the putt golf course wrapped around the south side of the hotel. And I'm like, I'm not doing it because I know I'm just going to go out here and just look around. Nah, man.
Let me just feel the undulations under my feet and see what it's like on the green. What are the greens running today?
Mind if I borrow that putter?
We offer an unlimited golf package if you want to. Take your stay.
I'm not doing it.
In the afternoon, he's like, "Hey Nick, I got a new PR. We shot a 29." Wow, idiot! 9 holes. No, it was. The only reason I know about that place is because when I was like 7 years old, okay, not 7, I was like 11 years old. We stayed there for a baseball tournament that we had. I think the state tournament was in Norfolk that year, and so we stayed at that course at the hotel, and we dabbled in the putt game there while we were there.
It's too much of a temptation, man. It's way too much of a temptation. Seriously, this morning, all I had to do is literally walk out my hotel and across the street, and I'd have been at my speaking venue. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing it because I know me. I wasn't going to make myself in there. So.
You could have gotten an early morning round in. I mean, we've been talking about how we want that, but we could have gotten an early morning round in.
Yeah, so this way I look out a window, it's just a parking lot. It's a lot simpler. No temptation.
Yeah, there you go. But it's Marriott. Anyway, what do you got for the AD attitude adjustment today?
Hey, as it says in the Bible, there is no temptation that is taken you which is common unto man. He'll always give us a way to escape. My escape was Fairfield.
I don't care. 6-minute Uber. That's funny.
The AD attitude adjustment is this, folks. I'm going to post this later. I actually posted earlier this morning. It's simple. Just start. Just start. Folks, there's so many dreams buried in the graveyards of procrastination. And short acronym for START is this: You got to see the vision. That's the S. You got to see the vision, get clear when you want to go. For me, all serious aside, I want to get healed. I want to be pain-free. So you got to see the vision of swinging a golf club without any pain. And the key to start is this: take the first step. Small steps, but no steps taken every time. You think about special teams; they took some small steps, and we see the fruition of that so far. The A in start is you got to do an attitude check. You got to start with belief and positivity that you can reach it. There's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to be completely pain-free if I continue on this path. The R in start is refuse excuses. Folks, don't give yourself a way out. Excuses are dream killers. Stay accountable. Have someone hold you accountable. For me, it was not put myself in the situation for an excuse. Oh, I'm just going to go out and putt a little bit. No, I ain't got no dang business with a putter in my hand. So you got to refuse excuses and eliminate them. And the T in start is trust the process. Folks, progress takes time. This is a serious little quick note. I was talking to a gentleman in my audience this morning, and he goes, Mr. Davis, I appreciate the talk. He goes, I've been 5 years clean. I've been 5 years clean. He goes, if you would have seen me 5 years ago, he goes, I was barely 100 pounds. I was hooked on the, all the substances on. Dude just gave me a hug. He goes, I just had to start. And I started smiling inside because he just started. This guy works for a great company, 5 years clean. He's got a beautiful little girl, but he goes, I just take it one day at a time and I trust the process. So folks, just start. Just start.
There it is. AD, it's been a pleasure as always. Looking forward to talking to you for the 10 o'clock hour manana as well.
Hey,
DP will 9 a.m. hour.
I want to say big shout out to DP. I appreciate him covering for me this week too, man. Appreciate you, brother.
There it is. The Adam Carricker Show is coming up next. Make sure you don't go anywhere. AC will take you up until 1 o'clock. Bach in the black shirt. Then Austin and Jay, the rest of the crew, the rest of the Monday. Enjoy it. We'll talk to you tomorrow on The Drive, 9 a.m.
A fall aeration by Judson Irrigation